Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining us this time on ThreatX3 Productions. Today we're going to be talking about The Cycle. So The Cycle is a free-to-play game that you can get on Epic Game Stores. And today I thought instead of doing necessarily a review, I kind of just wanted to talk about it in a more general term. And that is, even if you don't like battle royales, you should definitely try out this game. Now, the most simplest way of talking about this game is basically calling it a battle royale game in space or something along those lines. It's really easy to talk about this game as if it is a battle royale because you get dropped into a map and you do a bunch of stuff and then you have to get out of there. And so anytime there's a game with that, it's really easy to kind of push it together with a bunch of battle royales. So if somebody told you about this was a battle royale, while I don't necessarily agree with that 100%, it is kind of a good shorthand to explain what it is. But I feel like it is so much more than a battle royale. If battle royale gives you just a bad taste in your mouth, this is why you should give it a try. And that's basically what I want to talk about today. What do you exactly do in The Cycle? The best way I can describe The Cycle is, obviously it has this cool world of Fortuna, and on its surface there's many different enemies that you can go fight. So there's a little bit of PvE, and you are what's called a prospector. So you're going on and you're harvesting minerals, you're basically making money for whatever company you decide to work for. The main objective of the game is to complete a bunch of bounties, whether it be harvesting crystals or harvesting gas or killing a bunch of enemies and then taking their biomass. So you complete all these objectives, which gives you stars. Whoever has the most stars at the end of the match wins. But how do you end the match? Well, it'll go on for 20 minutes and you try to scramble to get as many stars and objectives complete. Then the dropship will come in and you have to make it to the dropship. So Battle Royale isn't a really good explanation to this game, because even though you are dropped onto a map with several other players and they can kill you, and once you die, you're out, which is very Battle Royale-esque, it's not a very apt description, because all you have to do to get out of there is get to the dropship. And it's not even like you have to get to the dropship and then survive for a certain amount of time. As long as you clear the area of animals, which somebody else could end up doing that, you basically just have to make it to the dropship and then get out of there. Now, granted, the competitive nature in you might want to make sure that you get as many bounties as possible, and there is obviously that much, but there's enough gameplay here where even if you're not the top prospector in every single match, you can still have a lot of fun. And that's due to its PvE nature. There is a lot of monsters all around, and you can basically have fun just shooting them down. And all the different missions that you can go on are varied enough where each one is fun for their own reasons. So let's go through a couple of them so you can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be doing on the surface of Fortuna. So first up, we have a crystal harvesting mission. Basically, you go up to this pink crystal and you put down a harvester. This harvester will take, anywhere from like 30 seconds to maybe a couple of minutes, depending on how hard it is or how far into the match you are. And by doing that, the harvester basically attracts monsters. So then you have to kill them so that they don't destroy your harvester. Once it's done, you collect the crystals and then move on. Then there's the mushroom cap mission, where that one basically you go around collecting mushroom caps, but then the twist is you have to go to a specific area on the map to then turn them in. Then there are other missions like capturing an uplink point, capturing a power station, salvaging drones and then sending them up. And all these different mission variations makes each trip down to the surface unique. You're not always going to have the same set of missions. Usually you'll always have like the crystal harvesting one, but sometimes it'll switch between the mushroom caps to, the hunting one, which is where you hunt them down, kill them, and grab their biomass. So each one of them kind of changes up each time, and it makes it for a lot funner experience because each time you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know where on the map you're going to spawn, and you can really just kind of have fun with it. I really like this setup because it basically almost seems like I'm going in, completing missions, but I have the added stress of other people. What this really reminds me of actually is Hunt Showdown. I loved Hunt Showdown. I still love it. It's a great game. It has the tension of a battle royale game, whereas if you die, you don't come back. But this makes it so much better because it kind of gives this central objective that everybody's going towards and also having to deal with other hunters. This is really cool, and I really like it. Now you come back to the cycle, and it's almost like the Hunt Showdown in the sense that if you die, you can't come back. But instead of the objective being basically just to kill everybody, which is a battle royale, you have to be the last one standing. But instead of that being the objective actually is to complete missions. So it's almost like you're doing little PvP raids where you're doing different objectives. I really like it, and I feel like this is way better. But once again, if you look this up, it very well could be compared to a battle royale. And once again, that's technically true, but it really does it a disservice if you just call this another battle royale. It really isn't, and I really like the mission structures. I like being able to go in, complete a mission, and then get out, and maybe I didn't have to get into a fight with somebody, or if I did, I can try to find a way to escape, and I can basically just have fun with the game. Another really good example of what this reminds me of is Warzone. In Warzone, there's a game mode called Plunder, and in that, instead of stars, you get money. So you can get money from killing other people, but that's not the only way to get it. So it's really just dropping down onto the map and having fun. And so now you can do that in a sci-fi setting. And I'd say one of the best parts about this is instead of having maybe a normal progression system, you have these 3 factions that you can sign up to. You're basically a mercenary at the start of each match. And at the beginning of each match, you choose what mercenary you would like to go and do contracts for. The more you level up your relationship with each one of those, they will have different weapons or different traits, which are basically like abilities. Maybe one, you'll be able to call in a sentry turret. Maybe another one will have a shield. But the more relationship you have with each of them, you'll get more access to their equipment. Not only that, but in the game itself, you can pick up different materials. And by picking up these materials, then you can craft the traits, or you can craft new weapons. And so adding this kind of resource management is really fun because then, even though I might not win, even though I might not be the top slayer, I might not be the top player, as long as I get out of there, I can get out of there with all my stuff and then craft better stuff and go back in for a second round. This has a one more game mentality that I absolutely love. The characters themselves don't have a lot of imagination to them, but they do the job. This is very Fortnite-esque, and I even did a stream where somebody said, "What update to Fortnite is this?" And I was like, haha, you're very funny. But I like the style. It's fine. It's great. And I really don't think that it pulls away from the game. Another thing about this game, it's super colorful, and I really like just how bright and vibrant the colors are. So that's pretty much it. I love this game. I don't really want to give this a rating. It's a free-to-play game, so go ahead and try it out. It's on the Epic Store. It's a lot of fun. Try playing it with people. Try doing it solo. It doesn't really matter. So that's my opinion on it. That is why I personally think that even if you don't like a Battle Royale game, this is a game you should try out. All right, so thank you so much for joining me on this episode for ThreatX3 Productions. I was Nick, and you have yourself a good day.